Well, first of all, I'd like to begin just by thanking our crowd that showed up here in Assembly Hall today, and really, I thought, gave us energy in going down the stretch. Really, I thought on the defensive side of it, especially when we were guarding really into the game, and just did a tremendous job of giving us that extra edge. So they played a big role today, I think, in this win. I know our kids would echo that as well. We've been here before where we've talked about gutsy wins against Samford, and today was another one of those. I thought that we had different people, not that any, Cahill obviously played 6 for 9 from the field. I thought Tyra, they did a great job of trying to take her away and doubling her from time to time. And other people had to step up. And we kind of had to scratch anything we wanted to do offensively after we came out of their 1-2-2, and we just tried to attack downhill and try to go make plays. And so give different people at different times credit for that. But I thought the reason why we won this game was because we really just locked down defensively when we had to, especially down the stretch. And when we had to get stops, even though Flaherty gets loose and ties up the game. I thought Lex did such a great job on her all day, but her hands might have been a little bit lower. But that's a great shooter, making a great play. And, I want to give Lex credit because she had a tall task of just chasing that kid around all day, and that's not easy to do. But I thought she did a tremendous job.
I mean, Wisconsin had a pretty big three the game before.
Sure.
Kind of pull away there. How do you keep the team kind of composed when they get 3 to 10 regulation?
Well, I think it came off an offensive rebound, right? I think, Ryan. And again, we're lucky because we should have learned from the Wisconsin game. When you give up 3 offensive rebounds and you give up a 3, and instead of being down 2 with the ball, you're down 5 with 45 seconds. So again, those are teaching moments, and don't think that we won't hammer that and make that in spite of how big a win this was, for our team to come back and just grind it out. Film is never something that we just show all the good things we do. There's our teachable moments, and we got to continue to get better on that end, and we will.
How'd you guys kind of adjust to the press? I mean, it seems early. That was
we kind of felt like it was taking us forever. Lex is our inbounder on our press attacks, and what our adjustment was at halftime was just to tell the closest guard to get it out quickly. And we stuck, instead of putting B in the back, we just stuck her in the middle of the zone, or middle of the floor, and said if B's open, give it to her, and B can go make a play, or B can put it on the deck. But we were just trying to be more aggressive, like I mentioned in my opening statement. I mean, we had to kind of scrap anything we wanted to do from an offensive standpoint where we can, really be organized in any fashion. And as we said to the kids, you got to go be a basketball player. You got to go make plays.
Is Towner for 3 at the end of that half?
That was not what we designed. The play was actually for B to go off of a screen, and that's B being unselfish, and kicking out. But that was, I'll take credit for that. We probably could have and should have put one of our better shooting guards, whether it's was Jess or whether it's Carly. But not at any point did I anticipate B kicking it out. I really wanted her to, come off the screen. Lex was going to set her a little screen, and I wanted her to work off of it and try to get herself to the closer to the basket or get herself fouled to the free throw line. So that was really designed for B to catch and go attack.
But she only played 3 minutes against Yale. So
Sure.
A bunch of knocking the ball away a lot.
Again, and that's why she's here, John. She's not, like you said, when we recruited her, it wasn't because she was this phenomenal offensive player that was going to give us 20 a night. We brought her here because she gave us something that we didn't have. Well, that's not true because Lex is a lockdown defender, but we didn't have enough of them. Tyra's really good on the ball. Tyra's still has to improve of being away from the ball. But she gives us another athletic guard that we can stick on. There's numerous great guards here in the Big Ten. There's just not one. And we feel like we can rely on her. But with Tai Shi, we just got to kind of give her one job. But I thought that, she showed up today in a big way for us, especially from the defensive end. We want her to attack. We want her to get to the basket and attack going downhill. But she has to make those. Those are high percentage shots that she has to figure out a way to make those. But give her credit for, again, I thought, especially in the overtime. That was a Tai Shi that we need to play like that every night.
Amanda had 4 blocks in this game.
It's huge, especially with the 1 second on the clock. And they draw up a play, and we're trying to double Thome because it's 1 second. Are they going to throw a lob? Are they going to throw it out to Lex? Obviously had Flaherty, and what they did a great job of reading it, screening, and slipping, and B just kind of peeled off of Thome and blocked it, and that was a huge play for us.
Taishi's not somebody who talks a lot, but she had a lot of energy. It seemed like
she did, because like I said, we and again, she's been a kid that we've continued to she started, and then she wasn't. She was having a hard time of really just contributing on either side of the ball. And we need her to get back to giving us something. And that's all of them, though. On the nights your shot's not falling, you can give us something. But for her, like I said, her strength is her ability to be able to sit down and defend. And we need her doing that. And again, I think this is a huge win. Give our kids credit. I'm glad that she's smiling and happy because she was a huge part of why we won the game tonight. I just thought that she did a great job defensively, and so I'm glad that she's obviously happy with the way she played. But the message tomorrow is going to be, you can play like that every time if you put your mind to it, and we need her to do that.
How much of a confidence boost is this for you guys coming off of the loss?
Well, I think I know this group was really disappointed. We really believe that we let one slip away. And at Wisconsin, and we didn't do what we needed to do. And so I talk about bounce back ability anytime you come after a loss. And, it seemed like, especially in the second half, that things were not clearly going our way, and we could have folded, but we didn't. And wins like this, games like this, where you battle back, and you kind of figure it out as you go by getting stops, getting scores, getting to the free throw line, which I thought was really big for us tonight. Getting to the free throw line 42 times is huge, and we've done such a great job of that, and that's been one of our strengths. But again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell the kids after watching film that. Part of me feels like, and I know this, that the reason we won that game is because we defended at the end of that when we had to. And that's what they got to buy into, because Cahill has her worst game of her career probably at Wisconsin. And you still have an opportunity to win. And that was because of our lack of focus and fight. I'd call it a fighter's mentality. You got 2:07 on the clock, it's a timeout. You got to go down and you got to get a stop, and then you come down and you get a score, and it's a whole new ball game. It's tied up. Instead, you give up 3 offensive rebounds, and that's what I'm trying to instill in this group, is that it's a fighter's mentality when you have to get a stop, and by doing that you can go down and score, and you can get out of here with a win. That's a big deal, and so that's what we're learning. And hopefully tonight, I kept reminding them, this is your moment. This is your moment that we've talked about. And like I said, it's just not me instilling in that in them. It's them instilling in that in each other, that this is it. This is the stop we got to have. So hopefully we're learning that as we continue to grow as a team.
If there's a stop you think about this game, what is there a big one that
Oh, geez. What was it, a 4-point game when Cahill gets the block? I thought that was huge. Because it was 1 second on the clock. They could have scored that. Then they could have caught up, I guess, they would have been down a bucket. I think that's right, if I remember right. I thought that was a huge play because we gambled on the fact that they were going to throw a lob, and B was savvy enough just to, again, make a play and get a block. But I would say that there wasn't probably one play in particular defensively without, having to go back and watch film. I just think what mattered to us was that we kept attacking. We got to the free throw line, and I'm sure that there was probably one or two stops that are going to really bounce out when I watch film and say that was a huge play. But what was huge tonight was just our ability to be down and fight back and figure out how to get a win. That's what matters.
How much do you have to fight against some of the foul trouble that you had?
That we had?
Kim got two with the
Yeah, and you know what? And that's disappointing because Kim's had two really good practices. And, yesterday she was really good. And I kept saying, I don't know what, we got to bottle that up, whatever you drank or ate, and you got to do the same thing because she was really, really good in practice yesterday. I think she's starting to figure it out. I really do. I think that she's starting to figure out the toughness that you have to play in this league, but just you have to work on every possession, unlike high school where you can rest. She didn't have any 6'3", 6'4" post players flashing from block to block as hard as they can. That's new for her. It shouldn't be new for her, but it is new for her still, and she's learning. But I do think that Kim has a toughness that will continue to grow and will continue to develop. And my bet is that she's going to start figuring it out. It might take her, a little bit more time than we would like and we need right now because we do need some help for Jen. But again, I thought that tonight she played great at Wisconsin. She was the highlight. And I didn't think she played badly tonight. It was just that, again, she gets in foul trouble. And then anytime you get in foul trouble, you're hesitant. And I think that's what plagued her. She started becoming a little passive. And you can't be passive and play this game.
How was Tyra able to stay aggressive despite her?
I think Tyra just being smart and knowing that she needed to stay in the game. And there wasn't any question. And again, sometimes you got to scrap your own rules. Usually it's a 2-foul limit and you sit. But as I said to Stark and Rhett and Curtis, there's no way we're keeping her on the bench. She has to play for us. So give her credit with her growth and her maturity to be able to stay in there and get and play without fouling and picking up another costly fouls that would have put her over there by us because that's going to be difficult. Not that we don't have guards that can handle the ball. I thought you saw Lex tonight. She did that a lot from the top of the key. But we're a better team when Tyra obviously is in.